Good morning, roamers. So today we are on the way to sunny Meknes. Just left Rabat. Upgraded to first class for about $6, so it gives you a little bit more comfort. Nice trains. Meknes.
No, come here.
Looking.
Photograph.
Oh yeah. Yesterday I walked all here. Yesterday. Yeah. No problem. Yeah. Did a long walk yesterday. No worries. Explored Rabat for 4 days.
4 days.
Very good, beautiful.
Welcome.
Honestly, so good.
Welcome to Morocco.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Nationality?
Mine, I'm English by birth, but I live in Australia. Yeah. So it's been awesome. Really beautiful. And this train, Abdullah, it's beautiful. Abdullah, the man's giving me some language lessons there. That's really good. So anyway, we're on our way to Meknes, so look forward to arriving and explore some more of this beautiful country. Loads of rural landscapes on the way here. Made me feel good to be a vegetarian. And also as well, just so many eucalypts. I was just reading up, apparently they've planted over 130 species of eucalypts here, because they do so well in the dry arid ground. So yeah, it's been really good. Great journey, but no air conditioning as such, so it's like 30 degrees in the carriage and you're sitting there and everyone's like, oh my god. Anyway, pulling into Meknes soon, so looking forward to it. Hello. So I'm out of the crazy area of Meknes old station. I'm just walking towards the Medina where I'm staying. You can see the wall over there in the distance. Hello roamers, I don't know what happened before. I don't know whether this is the same video as I just took, but anyway. So I just arrived in Riad Mazouga. It's got a fan, which is a bonus. Beautiful mosaics and artwork, stained glass, nice big double bed. It's got air conditioning up there, I don't know whether we're going to need that. It's got a lovely bathroom, nice big shower, and fantastic rural views. Look at that, there's a bit of a cemetery down there, big fig tree, and then the mosque right next door, the minaret. Expansive rural views. It's like south of France, isn't it? And then I'll just show you quickly what some of the interior looks like, and then I'll go up onto the terrace later. These lovely rooms. Fantastic courtyard, different levels, right up to the roof terrace. So yeah. Really happy, lovely place, nice vantage point. Well done booking.com, good option. So up to the roof terrace. Oh my god, I thought the views were good in Marrakesh. This place is astounding. Afternoon prayers just being... Wow. Oh, this is a place you could just come and stay and work on a project. Sit up here every day, paint your pictures, write your books, and that type of stuff. Rue de Jamar Berrican. What a fantastic looking minaret, and what beautiful streets. This place feels like awesome. Like we're really amongst it. Not too many tourists. He's asking me if I want to walk around the Medina with him. I'm like, no, it's alright mate, it's alright. So quad bikers are back. Donkey fight then. That donkey there broke free and was going to go for the other donkey. So no, I don't know how many times people have seen people walking along with cameras here, but we'll pretend it's all good and it's just a natural part of life, because it is. If they watch telly, they know what it's about, don't they? So, no problem. I think we might get some rain. Or we have another storm. These are lovely old streets. Yeah, there's raindrops now. It is rain. Oh, this place is a proper maze. Google Maps is coming out good though. Even with these tiny little streets, people probably map them, don't they? Time after time. I mean, I can't imagine like a guy walking around here with, you know, like a Google Earth camera. I can smell falafels. Yum. Oh, where are we now? Lots of little smoky alleyways and all sorts of stuff going on. There's like fish here, and you see no prawns yet, so I'm guessing it's all river fish. I noticed on the way here there was loads of like the rain, like we was in a valley where the train was running, where there was really rich fertile soil. So many different varieties of crops growing, row after row of orchards. Hello, and this is and this is where it ends up, where people are eating. So yeah, awesome stuff. Al Jazeera apartment, Mulbulment. So while we're on the outskirts of town now, I'll go and see if I can find this supermarket, like a local supermarket called a BIM. So it's raining, which is dampening down the dust, because it does smell like a dusty place. Kids are just leaving school. A lot of other people are doing. He's riding his electric scooter. There's quite a few electric scooters about, I noticed, in every town. I mean, easy way to get around, isn't it, for the youngsters? And kind of, you know, vehicles of the future. There's like another storm front's coming through. The air suddenly dropped about 5-10 degrees in temperature, and the winds picked up, so could turn it into a second channel, eh? Noggins Costello, Noggins roams, storm chasing in Morocco. Nice little park. Let's go and see what this geezer's got over here, so I don't spend all my money in BIM. Oh, lots of stuff. Some nice cheese. Hello. Fruit and nuts. All that type of stuff. There's a sign for BIM. Nearly there. Downtown Meknes. I'll have to look up what this place is renowned for. I know there's some Roman ruins about an hour's bus ride away, called Volubilis, and it is a big extensive archaeological site. Probably all columns and amphitheatres and all that, probably on the top of an hill, but it probably looks stunning. So I'm going to get a bus there one day and go and see that. So that sounds interesting to me. But I think this is just more about doing one of the stops that's not so well known. I mean, I've never heard of Meknes before, so I guess that's why I'm here. And just to wander around, you know, do what you do in a town anywhere. Hello. The butchers and the bakers and the candlestick makers, that kind of thing. So, when you can't get any grub, what do you have to do? Interact more. So I've been trying to get some like stuff like hummus and stuff, but I know like they mainly speak Arabic here, not so much French, so I'm doing some bit of Google Translate. Hummus it's called, not hummus. So it's just that little subtle intonations in the pronunciation. which will be successful. Anyway, getting on with it as you do. So that over there is the downtown Carrefour. I just got a nice bit of tuck. I spent about £20, 40 AUD, stocking up on some necessaries. I can get fruit and veg in the market, but I just got some like hummus and olives and normal stuff I eat, so yeah, I'm happy. So this is a guy route here, the main bus station. I've heard that the buses go to Moulay Idriss, which is a stop on the way to Volubilis from here. Not particularly sure, but I'm going to go in and have a ask and see what's going on. Number 15 I think it is. Moroccan. So the guy just confirmed, so you get a bus, number 15 bus from the statue down there. You go to Moulay Idriss and then it's a 5 dirham ride in a grand taxi to the actual monument or historical place. So got that sorted, haven't we? So this big beautiful Bab is Bab Meknes. So this is a big transport hub, isn't it? You've got the bus station, you've got all the taxis, you've got big taxis, small taxis, local buses, you've got a whole range of stuff going on. So Bab Meknes, entrance to the souk, or to the souks and through the Medina gate. So really good stuff. Beginning to relax here already. Once you start talking to a few people, you have to, you know, keep learning that you're not an alien being, you're just another human being trying to get by. Look at that, oh my god, that is gorgeous. People were saying that when they've done the renovations that they've taken a lot of detail off of it, just smearing it with concrete. You can see an older piece there, but I suppose you have to reinforce these things properly, and that's what it looks like once they're reinforced. But gorgeous looking gate. Bab Meknes. Anyway, I'm going to go down a bit further and get on my way down there. So just going on a roundabout route on the way up to the gaff. Better pick up some water and all that type of lark on the way back, as you do. Hunker down in the room. I think they've got like a little bit of a self-catering kitchen there and stuff, so it'll make it easy. You know, they've probably got like plates and knives and forks. Go and sit up on that beautiful roof terrace and eat and then relax and chill and enjoy these mountain vibes, these peaceful Meknes vibes. Looks like they're building whole new roads here, a lot of work going on, so it's good to see, good for the people. So this is Bab Medina on Avenue du Mela. Definitely a work in progress. Mind you, how do you do it? You can't shut down the whole street, can you? People have got to work, people have got to make a living and stuff, so I guess you have to just ask them to be careful while you're doing your renovations. And beautiful shops. Yeah. Awesome. So if you're nearer to the front gate of the Medina, ironically near McDonald's, then there is a lot more recognisable kind of stalls, you know, trinkets and charms and bangles, shoe shop, butchers, metal work, all that type of stuff. So most of these Medinas and souks, you know, they're a place of many parts. Middle of the market here, there is the biggest mulberry tree I've ever seen. I don't know how old it is, but it's been seriously cut back, and all over the floor is the berries. It is huge. So I'm back up on the roof, and yeah, there's a lot of weather activity going on. Man, this is a fantastic view. This is what I kept banging on about really when I was in Marrakesh. Oh, I want to see the mountains. I mean, I know there's not mountains as such, it's just big hills, but it's a gorgeous place. So what did I buy? Well, I've got loads of stuff. I've got like loads of olives. Got the nuts from the other place. Look at this olive mix. Oh my god, it's got full of garlic and herbs and peppers. Got a jar of cornichons. Okay, that's it, cornichons. Lovely sweet apple, which I dropped. I've already had one. Delicious. Gorgeous bread for £1. What have we got? Tomatoes. Got the life-saving can of hummus. And you know the easiest sack. Like if I'm thinking, because I'm doing all this exercise, if I'm getting enough protein, one of these about 19 dirhams, 17 dirhams, 36 grams of protein, sorted for the day, isn't it? You know what I mean? So the rest of it is taste bill. Anyway, I'm going to have some grub. Easy peasy. So what I found anyway, just to, you know, a bit more detail, things like this, the taxable items, you know, like you get those in the supermarkets because they're like compact and, you know, there's a few things. I mean, this is like a cooked, this is, you know, a combination of stuff, pickled and all that, whereas these you can just pick up in the local market from the sellers, you know. Like, I mean, I chose from a range of about 10 different olive mixes. These you can pick up in the market, nuts and fruit and stuff, apples, tomatoes. I've got green peppers downstairs, you know, you can choose whatever fruit and veg you want, and they're all kind of tax-free, and like, yeah, I'll probably pay a little bit over the top as a tourist, but it's still really, really cheap. So I'm loving it, I'm loving life. I reckon mess around with it till it looks like that. Gorgeous. Cockle-a-doodling over the Medina. See the birds up on the birds up on top of the tower there, on top of the telephone tower. Good morning. So today's plan, first up, is to go to Meknes Railway Station. And then when I'm at the railway station, find out if I can board the train to the next place in the old part of town, because it will save me going to Meknes Railway Station. So we've seen the view before, but it was a bit hazy here yesterday. So I'm up in the walls of the Medina, and we're on our way to New Meknes with its cranes and its big apartment blocks and all that sort of stuff. Big contrast, eh? So there's some contrast. You've got KFC, McDonald's, and in the distance the minarets and the graveyards of the Medina and all the historical buildings. Well, I suppose every country has its blend of history and reality, doesn't it, or modern day reality. And the history here is kind of lived. That's what I'm doing, I guess, isn't it? You know, when I go around and look at the landmarks. So there's a few municipal buildings in this area. Loads of apartment buildings. Nice garden. No fountains though. God, that would have been big fountains. It's like a swimming pool. And then over there, I'm going to go and see what that building is, because that caught my eye with those big columns, hexagonal columns at the top. Pretty laid back, people sleeping, people on their velos, cycling. Oh, that's good. There's a post office bank over there, that's good to know. Might top up my cash supply. So this grand building over here, you've got the Court of Appeals, legal necessity. More grand boulevards of the city. So, Gare de Meknes, Jardin de Gare de Meknes, Meknes Station Garden. So basically this side of the highway, there's really only the two stations of note, you know, for a tourist sort of thing. There's a massive military airport here, and also like a big football stadium, and then a bit of a shopping complex. So there's a light guide, so we're going to go and have a look at the shopping complex and then head back to the historical part of the city. But they're very flexible, you know, talking about the trains and stuff. So she said yes, I can get on at the closest station, which will be either a shorter walk or cheaper in a taxi. So yeah, win-win. So for all you sport lovers, this big stadium up here, I don't know whether it's solely a football stadium, but it is the Meknes Stadium of Honour, the Stade d'Honneur. So if you ever want to, you're in town, you want to come and see a game, there's a big stadium here. With zoned parking, no less. The other reason to come to the football stadium perhaps is because right next door to it is a rather large Carrefour market. Bonjour, monsieur. Hey. Yeah, no river as such, but certainly used land. God. Why didn't I go for a swim when I was in the last place? I should have gone down to the ocean, shouldn't I? Ibis Hotel. Beautiful looking gardens, lots of flowers, different coloured shrubs, date palms. Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking, if there was a river that flowed through Meknes. It looks like all the water's being used for agriculture. Wow, there's absolutely fields of artichokes down there. Wow. You can see there they're using the water for irrigation. So many artichokes, and there's actually snails on them as well. When I was in the Carrefour earlier on, there's like these little pastries you can buy, frozen pastries with snails, l'escargot pastries. Very, very French. Yeah, land well used. So this is Bab Bouamir, and I guess there's the gate here, but the gate this side has just been sort of incorporated into the streets. Bab Bouamir. We recognise gates now, don't we? We've seen a few. Up we go. So it's almost like a different time when you get back into the Medina. No vehicular transport, slows right down. Markets, people doing stuff. Hello. Much nicer in the Medina, isn't it? Much more peaceful. Beautiful. You get pictures like that. Power food. Well, that was a dead end. Just walked up through the Medina there, and a few people said, "Oh, passage fermé, passage is closed," but I thought I'd give it a go anyway. But it was indeed. I got a little kid to help me get out. So yeah, not too good. A lot of wood in there. I wonder if that's where they burn the bodies, or is it a big bakery? Who knows? So I'm just on my way up to the mausoleum of Moulay. I just thought I'd take a look in here. The Palais Didi, big hotel, and beautiful walls. Anyway, Let's get on with it, mate. Oh my god, look at that for a view. Two walls with a great big road in between. Unbelievable. You don't need no more walls than that, do you? That is wall central. Oh, view point. So we're up near the Riad Meknes and the Palais Didi. So I'm here at the mausoleum of Ismail Moulay. Beautiful carvings outside. Bit of a marble column. Seen those green tiled roofs a few times in Morocco. It's a lovely little area. Lots of artisan shops around. Stalks perched up on the old buildings here. Lovely bit of kit, as they say. And it's typical of me, open after 3 o'clock. So I saw lots of people going into the place, and I just wanted to understand what the go is with this only after 3 o'clock. So I went to speak to the guy in there. I mean, I did actually go in the door, but he said, "Are you a Muslim?" I said, "No." He said, "After 3 o'clock." So now I understand. So if you want to go and see the mausoleum of Moulay Ismail, it's after 3 o'clock. Easy, isn't it? And it's at this point, it's 20 to 12, boiling up. It's probably about 35 degrees. I think it's time to head back up to the Riad, you know what I mean? Drink some water, have some lunch and chill out. Noggin drones out for now, baby. Hello. So this whole bit is what Meknes is famous for. It's imperial past. That's its claim to fame. And there is a lot of concentrated walled doings here, that's for sure. Nice. Nice gardens. Little few cool places to sit when it's dark. So there's a whole network of palaces here. There's a prison here as well. When it's open and when it is open, I don't know. But that's enough for now. Lots of Cinderella carriages if you want to go for a drive round. That's probably what they do. They wait until tourists come up and they go, "No, it's all closed, mate. You're not a Muslim." "I know, I'll go for a donkey ride." I mean, an awesome carriage ride. This is all the sites of Meknes. Bab Mansour, Maghrib, Les Ladim. Good artwork. Oh. Going back to charge devices, the internet, streaming services. It's so weird, and walking around and then the blend of it all. Someone was saying the other day about globalization, you know. Wow. You can have anything, anywhere, at any time. And be anyone at any time, you know, a bit of cosplay. Beautiful. You see how they're stretching the twine? Didn't understand this when I saw it in Marrakesh. But yeah, they stretched the twine ready for weaving, I guess. Gotta be careful you don't garrot yourself as you're walking along. So you said, yeah, he's stretching the silk agave. Now we know. So Romans, it's early evening, 20 to 7, and I'm out walking through the town. I'm surprised that most of this part of town below the Medina is shut, but the Medina seems to be still open, so I'm going to have a walk around town for a bit and then go back up and have some dinner. Not too much going on this evening. Chilled vibes a la Meknes style. A BMW wrapped up. See many of them. I wonder if that's going to be a restoration project. cat time of day. Dog doing its thing. Taxi station and the Medina walls. So that's your scene, your downtown scene, approaching sunset. I just come down looking for a bottle of Diet Coke, you know, as an excuse to do so, and can't find no Diet Coke. So I bet they have it up in the Medina though, right? Yep, this place it's got more walls than Walmart. To know your city well, to know which gate to go in and out of, wouldn't you? Building a huge new precinct here, underground parking, all sorts. Push on to renovate and restore, to save the historical wealth. Beautiful night. Completed structures. Wow, gorgeous colours. All looking pretty good. Beautiful sunset over Meknes. Had a walk around, come back. Nice avocado roll, some nuts and stuff. Very nice. Wow, what a view. See you, sunshine. See you in the morning. Morning, Romans. Well, I nearly decided not to go to Moulay Idriss today, or attempt to get there, because it's going to be a scorchingly hot day. But I thought, fuck it, I don't have to stay there all day, do I? I can just go and have a look. It'll be a nice bus journey, etc. So got myself a couple of bottles of water, and then I'm walking along, and then there's like a fairground here. So I just thought I'd show you. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just on my way to the bus stop. Dodgems, the little Dodgems for the youngsters, cafe, snack bars, pool tables, and it's all next to a giant wall. Anyway, let's get on with this bus stop finding. Yeah. So the bus stop for Moulay Idriss, from the walk down from the Medina, is opposite the Cafe Alice Samaya, or the Salon de Tea Arizona. But it's marked on the map in sort of a grey area. There's a lot of people queuing up. I don't want to. It's pretty informal looking place though, and it's right opposite the Riad Park, which is kind of nice. So just waiting for number 15. Bus acquired. 20 past 9. I don't know whether there's a schedule or just when they turn up, so I think I've waited about 15 minutes. Pretty decent. You have to run to the front of the bus, and there was no number on it either, so you have to just ask. So sometimes they might have the numbers, sometimes not. Countryside. just jumped off the bus in Moulay, Idriss. Over there is the city bus stop to go back. Apparently there's a museum here, etc. But it's a couple of kilometre walk, so I'm going to do it. I might get a taxi back, but the views on the way up were fantastic. Really, really beautiful. So yeah, and there was plenty of room on the bus. It was 7 dirhams, which is about $1.40 AUD, so really inexpensive. Journey took about an hour. Really interesting seeing people getting on and off the bus. So let's get the walk done and go and see the Roman ruins. It's a bit cooler up here, I think, actually, than down on the plains. Little rural town, donkeys and camels and cockadoodles, all that type of stuff. To walk the streets for a while, eh? Apparently it's like saying it's a 45-minute walk from town to get to the ruins. I'm so pleased I come out. I was feeling a bit low this morning, actually. Yeah, I was. It's kind of an odd feeling, a bit of procrastination maybe. I think it was the fault of like perhaps the heat to come as the months get warmer, and I'm in North Africa, but I think you just have to find a way to adapt, don't you? Go out early morning and night time, you know, sort of watch what the locals do to combat the heat, you know, the way they dress and that sort of stuff. Loads of olive trees. Architecture like nowhere else. Very beautiful. So I've got 2 bottles of water with me. I might get a 3rd or even a 4th, because you do sweat a lot in these conditions. Anyway, let's put this camera away and get on with it, eh? But there must be a baker's behind there, because I noticed yesterday they do use wood and it gives the bread a fantastic smell rather, and I can smell the oven, smell the bread cooking. Oh my god, I had 3 big bread rolls yesterday with various fillings, and it is some of the best bread I've ever had. Crisp and crusty on the outside, like it's been deep fried, but then so light and fluffy within, but with all coated with all these beautiful seeds and grains. That's why I enjoyed seeing the panoramas on the way here, because you can just tell by the colours of the fields that it's, you know, like wheat and all those great grains that I've been eating. Really does feel wonderful. Yeah, a bit of gratitude never helps, does it? Bit of gratitude never helps. Bit of gratitude never goes amiss. Thank you for these wonderful experiences. I've had a great life, really. So yeah, I'm so pleased to be here. Fortunate. Kind of nice to get out of the Medina for the day as well. I was in the Medina and Rabat and Marrakesh, and I've got like a week in Fez coming up, so it's nice to see some open countryside. Something different, I guess. Different aspects of, you know, Morocco. Countryside and all that it entails. Keep you fit. Trees look good. So the road I've chosen is one which takes you up to a place called Fatassa. I think there's a really nice viewpoint up here. It's about 5 minutes slower walk, but whew, we don't mind about that, do we? We're laughing, mate. So I've got a litre of Diet Coke and 4.5 litres of water in my backpack, just in case. Years ago I would have, no, I don't need water. I don't need water, and then I'd get back to the hotel at night and drink about 10 pints of beer. So always take water with me, plenty of it. Too much water. You can't have too much water, can you? Because you can drink it the next day or whatever. I don't know, getting older, a bit more wisdom. What the hell is that? Oh no, there's loads of tortoises that have been crushed. Dead tortoises in the road. Oh my god, I must have been going across thinking, yeah, let's get across, and then whoa, bosh. Oh, I can see the ruins down there now. That's why this is probably a good way to come as well, because you get an overview of the ruins in the valley. Volubilis. You get to see the Moulay Idriss up there as well, perched in the mountains. Oh yeah, that's the money shot. Look at that. That is fantastic. Oh my god. Huge, expansive historical site. I think it's about 80 dirhams to get in, so I'm not going to go in because I can't afford it. No, honestly, I'm gonna go in there. I actually want to see this, so yeah. But what a view! A Roman settlement of olden times in the mountains of Morocco, North African Empire. Wow! Lots of onions growing over there, olives, aniseed. Man, oh man, that is beautiful. You can tell I like views, can't you? So this is it, the conservation site of archaeological inheritageness. Oh, his brain's gone. No, my brain's fine, mate. Moulay Idriss in the distance. So Rome is 100 dirhams for the ticket. You get a nice little map. Friendly dude there, nice people. Let's get on with it. Bonjour. So this is a big rambling site, that's for sure. We've got a whole range of stuff on here. The Capitol building, the Basilica, oil mill, House of Venus, the Gate of Tangiers, the labours of Hercules' horse, the House of Wild Animals, Judean Palace, Town Hall, House of the Phoebe, the Triumphant Arch, the Acrobat House, the fountains, all manner of stuff. I reckon I'm going to start off high, up the back. Where do I want to say? I want to go and see what Hercules did, you know what I mean? Come on son, get stuck into it. Smash those foreign invaders or whatever it is. I'm guessing here we have the House of Venus. Who knows what went on in there, mate? Oi, oi. There are paths into the ruins. I'll just walk around the edge though. Wow, what a sight for a town. Looks like a Venus type statue, doesn't it? So a mosaic rather. Yeah, so the mosaics are definitely a big feature. I keep getting flashbacks to like movies I've seen with Romans in it, you know, like the latest Gladiator movie that come out. Russell Crowe in the original, dressed up in his skirt and he's, you know, with his swords and stuff. It's incredible, isn't it? The technology to build all these wonderful places. And just think, yeah, I'm going to pop a city there. Why not? In the distance there we have the gate of Tangier, and then panning round we've got the town wall at the perimeter. That's obviously the construction line, and then here we have kind of the main street which leads down to the Triumphal Arch, and then further down to the Basilica. Oh, I see, yeah, it's definitely good to come up high when you get here because you can see a layout of what's going on. And this, I guess, is the aqueduct which would have come down from the hills to basically, yeah, supply the town with water. The House of Wild Animals. What's that, like a lion, kind of a cow, a leopard, and some symbols, ancient mosaics. I was thinking that, you know, maybe this is where they stored them before they took them to the arena, the amphitheatre, but that's that gladiator thing, isn't it? It's not all gladiators, Kev. People used to just live as well. It's just in the Four Seasons, I'm guessing. Oh, this is the house of Dionysius and the Four Seasons. You can see her down the bottom there pictured, looking rather resplendent with a red scarf. Nice colours. Oh, you would have been pretty lucky, I reckon, to live in one of these houses. The doors look massive compared to the size of the structure. I suppose it was pretty hot up here though, wasn't it? They need to get a load of wind in and stuff, so. Oh, there's some northern baths. Anyway, I do want to find these. The labours of Hercules. What did he do? How did he survive in such a place? Only Romans can find out. So the house is decorated with such mosaics as the kidnapping of Ganymede, the 12 labours of Hercules, and the Four Seasons. It's got to be a bathhouse, isn't it? Pictures of fish around there, dolphins. That'd be nice, wouldn't it, laying in there? Looking out over the countryside, seeing what your slaves are doing. A public fountain, that would have been very important. And if I'm not mistaken, there would have been thermal baths here, probably down in that low area there. And this street is called the Decumanus Maximus, the biggest and most prestigious thoroughfare in the city. The porticos led to the adjoining houses on both sides of the road, which form a near perfect straight line from Tangier Gate to the Caracalla Arch, which looks absolutely fantastic. So in 1918 a bronze knight was discovered, dating back God knows how long, but then they called this place the House of the Rider, the House of the Knight. Did knights ride horses? Who knows? I'm guessing they did. Needed to get around a bit, didn't they? so they've just filled in some of the outline lines so you could see how the women were laying and the angels hovering and the geezer staring at her crotch. Good on you, mate. This is looking very luxurious here. Lots of fountains and places to rest. Water was obviously a big feature here, wasn't it? People came here because they could get plenty of water and then, you know, make it bearable. The soil looks really rich.
Nice columns in this house.
So I just heard one of the guides saying that the houses were actually open and would have had no windows, so probably just a big curtain with a few guards standing nearby. The triumphant arch. And they said basically the stones came from the mountain there, where you can see any lines of where it's been quarried, yeah. So the house of the Phoebe talks about, it dates back to the Mauritanian period, and according to Google Maps, that period in the Roman province dates from the 3rd century BC to the 7th century AD, so basically 1,000 years. And I mean, you know, that's like starting nearly 3,000 years ago, so this is an old archaeological site. To put it into perspective, the house of a Phoebe. So all these places around the outside. There's like a little cave over there. What's that about? Or maybe just a place where they stored food, perhaps. Keep it nice and cool. Maybe a sleeping chamber. Lots of pools. Lots of thermal baths. This is like the Roman version of a botanical garden, isn't it? I hope you're not bored, Romans. I'm not. It's fantastic, really, isn't it? Are these mosaics, you know, even if they were like 1,000 years old, that'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? What, dating back that far? God almighty. Incredible. You know, you imagine it, all the colours, the smells, the cooking, the flowers, the decorations, the stuff which had been bought from all over the rest of the Roman Empire to be here. I mean, what an exotic place. You know, and a long journey from Rome. So that arch was built by the people of Volubilis to say thanks to the Romans for bestowing Roman citizenship and taxes, probably. I bet they love paying taxes, don't they? This is the house of the acrobat, so called because it pictures a man riding a donkey backwards. Here is the basilica, which is grand and the most complete structure out of all of them. There is a lovely breeze here as well, which is kind of nice. Basilica. I wish they would fix the signs up. They've got all the signs in the right places, but they're just degraded by the wind and the weather. This structure I've just come down from is the Capitol building. Maybe where they had all their important discussions, decided what to do about the information that had come from Rome, that type of stuff. The Capitol building, kind of a parliament or a regional senate, or yeah. The last two buildings on this tour are the oil mill house, which I'm guessing they would have made olive oil here or extracted oils from seeds, etc. And then the house of Orpheus, where there's some more mosaics. Oh, so this area was where they did the baking, the boulangerie, restitution of a bakery in Volubilis. So grinding stone, millstone, where they kneaded the flour, kiln area, and then obviously where the baking was done. It's hard to imagine. Just think Gladiator. 1 and 2. Give you a back view of the Basilica and the Capitol building. This is the olive oil press. Pressing area, weights and winch, pendulum structure, and then the millstone for the oil. Oh, it looks pretty decent. So although this is a large site, it is really well mapped out. The paths are accurate. The pictures of the mosaics help you locate where you are when you actually get there. The remnants of the signage works. And so the last house is the house of Orpheus. And I guess that's the visitor centre and all that type of lot. But yeah, this place is awesome. Well worth it, mate. So the house of Orpheus is distinctive because it's a rich person's house, upper class, as they say on the signage there. And it would have been like, you know, you would have had people peeling them grapes and, like, you know, strumming instruments and, you know, all that type of stuff. So whoever lived here was a lucky person. Or a rich person. Maybe he owned a big swathe of this farmland. You know? Big businessman. A Branson or a Trump of his time. Lots of different structures here that there weren't in the other houses. Maybe like underground kitchens or heating areas for the winter. And a lot of baths. Beautiful views, and without a doubt the biggest mural I've seen here. Lots of different elements of life pictured, and lots of looks like almost like the Rome is, you know, the idea of Rome is central, and all the lands, all the different animals that come from the lands around the empire perhaps. So 3 litres of fluid later. I got back to town, I was walking into town and the bus comes straight away. So I'm on the bus and I'm heading back and I'll comment later if it needs to be, but that was just a fantastic outing. I had a fantastic time. Great walk, great exercise, great sights. Beautiful Morocco. So, didn't have to go all the way into town on the bus. I noticed that you know, the guys are pretty flexible. They let you off where you want, and basically the bus goes around the outside of the Medina on the way back. So I just asked him to drop me off near my nearest bab, which is a gate. So yeah, I'm just a few minutes from the hotel. Fantastic. Where am I? I'm in a restaurant. Believe it or not, I'm not sitting in my room. It's a special day today. So I'm in a restaurant in Lala Kadra. I've had starters. I had eggplant, carrot, and a tomato and pepper dish to start. They're like all vegetarian starters. This is a vegetarian tagine with some bread. Tasty, not too spicy. It doesn't taste of spices at all. It tastes of vegetables, so it's good. Well, unfortunately, that was another disappointing meal in a restaurant. A load of vegetables in a pot, whether it's a tagine or a baking tray, is just vegetables cooked. They're the same consistency as baked veggies. No flavourings, just oil. And even the little side dishes, the mezzes, were just oily really, and all the owners or the chefs say, was it good? And like, food isn't inherently good or bad, is it? It's just food. It's either tasty or it isn't tasty. I mean, I understand the naturalness of it, it's certainly healthy, but then when I'm self-catering, I'm doing much better for myself, and for a fraction of the cost. You end up getting a drink because the food's hot, not spicy, but just warm, and that's like 4 times the price. It's just, I think it's just quality. At the end of the day, you can dish up yourself better quality food by self-catering and going to the shop and stuff. Anyway, I'm back at the Riad. I'm going to watch a movie and chill out. I did try though. I did try. I tried another restaurant. Good morning, Roman. No views today. That's not just because I've not got my glasses on, it's because there's thick fog. The air smells really dusty. It's Sunday today, might have a rest. So we're out, Romans, walking the streets. Big game of football last night. Paris Saint-Germain beat Milan 5-0. All the boys in the Riad were happy. It's a great victory, you know. There's a Moroccan defender who plays for Paris Saint-Germain. So, and today, wow, still foggy. There's one garden I want to go to, which has got some old plantings apparently, and other than that, I'm pretty much happy to have experienced what I've experienced in Meknes. I'm hightailing it to the nearest supermarket. Well, not the nearest supermarket, but one I want to go to. And I'm going to get some grub for the rest of the day, and probably go back to the room and chill out. Maybe even upload a video. But yeah, that's about it for now. Anyway, let's have a walk. So here we are in the Jardin Labhoul, the historic garden at the side of the Medina. It's got a few different sections in here, so Gonna have a wander around, take it easy, and then when I go back to the room, that is it. I'm ready for the next destination. It's that Sunday relaxing vibe. Wow, nice tree. Huge base. A beautifully laid out, diverse and interesting garden. Lots of different areas, different species grouped together. Yeah. Pretty nice. Being so adjacent to the Medina, I can imagine it is historic. It's probably been here donkey's years. The other side of that well-tended hedge there is a river base where I showed the artichokes growing. So yeah, it's gorgeous. So some of the historic aspects, old pillars from the palace of the Sultan Moulay Ismail. Palais Badi in Marrakesh. All different sizes and different shapes. Big amphitheatre structure and lots of building over there, and on the other side of that ridge, hotels, cafes, and you've got the local park. All sorts going on. Big beautiful figs, remind me of Australia. Now that is some nice lilies, a few different colours, but they've got the flatter bit of the pool and then the deeper section where the lilies are. That's beautiful, very nice. Structured and wild, perfect blend of a garden. Ah, they've got a few aviaries here, a few different types. Birds I've never seen before, striking white eyes, beautiful looking. Canaries and budgerigars. And then you've got these animals, which I don't think I've ever seen before. Kind of like little deer maybe, but they've got like dog-like heads or rabbit-like heads, and their back legs don't look that developed. Interesting. What's your name, Mr. Animal? Got some fancy chickens. Beautiful colours. Mr. Peacock. Hello. You had loads of people look at you, haven't you? Beautiful. Beautiful birdie. Mr. Peacock, Mr. Baby Peacock, and some other ground drilling birds. All they need is a perch, I suppose, don't they, and some grub, plenty of water. Pheasant argent. Yeah, he definitely looks like a pheasant. Those ones over the back there, I've seen those squashed on the roads. People used to pick them up, take them home for dinner. So I think that just about wraps up the garden tour, the miniature zoo and the historical columns, and it's another lovely Moroccan park. Well worth a visit. So me old roamers, I'm going to call it quits here. Go back to the room. Rest from my
You're welcome.
hello.
Hello.
Rest from my, I was just looking at your food. Resting from my exertions over the past few days, and chill out, pack up and then get ready to move on tomorrow. It's been great as always. Meknes is a great city, unique, and yeah, enjoyed it. Love you and leave you. Peace and love. Loggins rooms out.